Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today?
Good.
Morning.
Positive. Great. So great to have you here, Sahil, Macy, Kim, Jenny, Roger, John, Scott, and Jacqueline as well. So great to have you all from different parts of the country and the world, so to speak. We have Roger. When are you leaving for Guyana? You said you are leaving for Guyana in the near future?
No, I'm going not in the near future. I'm going for the celebration of the 400th anniversary of the arrivals of Africans in Guyana.
Wow.
That is August 1st.
Okay. Okay. August is a great month, Macy. So, anybody has any birthdays in August? I know Macy has birthday in August. Roger, when is your birthday?
August 10th.
Oh, wow. She's 11th.
Oh, wow.
Well, when we are at it, when are your birthdays? So, Jenny, remind me when is your birthday?
Mine is in March. It's just
Okay.
been.
Okay. Did I send you a card?
Yeah, I don't think so. I was in Alaska though, so
Okay, that may be the reason. Okay, I thought I
yeah.
wanted to send it to, obviously, Montana is where you normally live. So, that's understandable enough. And, John, when is your birthday?
My birthday is July 3rd. I'll be 77 July 3rd.
Oh,
Congratulations. That's
nice.
awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So July 3rd, July 4th. Pretty close there, huh? That's
Yes.
fantastic. How about you, Scott?
October 14th.
Great.
Mm.
Mine is 10 days later, 24th.
Mm.
Yeah. How about you, Jacqueline?
August 26th.
Oh, you are August too. There you are. We got three people
Yes,
from August today. That's
yeah,
awesome.
we're the best.
Yes, I got it. Totally, totally. Yeah. And different types of, obviously, I know Macy, Kim, and Sahil's birthday. I was there when Macy and Sahil were born, obviously. And so Denise is here. We can ask her too. Denise, when is your birthday?
March.
Oh, she's
Two
March
March.
too. Yeah.
Two March.
And did you get a card from me by any chance? Birthday card?
I probably did.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I have your address and you are in the system here, you should get a card. Okay. If you don't get a card, then it is either the address was wrong because I know a couple of them bounced from Scott. So whatever mistake we made in the address, he didn't get my card. So
Mm.
I was surprised. I'm like, because
That
typically, yeah, we want to make sure we send cards to people on their birthdays or anything specific as well. So anyway, good. So I'm glad to see you all here. So we will start with our 1 minute, and we'll have time for other things to do as well. John is here too. John, welcome.
Thank you very much, Minesh. Thank you, everybody.
So
Love
Macy
that
can
background.
thank you. So Macy can organize our spotlight. Sahil will give you the 1 minute. We have enough time for 1 minute, so you can share about you in that 1 minute. So before we go start with that 1 minute, I'll just give you my take on the 1 minute and just simply remember this as much as possible. Now you can have any 1 minute, but here are some simple things that have worked, in my opinion, well for me and other people. The first thing is keep it very simple. Don't tell too many things. Don't tell too many ideas. Don't give a long story. Simple. One simple concept or idea is all you need. Number one. Number two, bring great energy because people will respond to your energy more than anything else. Would you all agree with me on that? Right? Okay. So the first is keep the idea very simple. Second is bring big energy. So that is the delivery part of it that you should be aware of it. In terms of the formatting, start with addressing the person you want to talk to, your ideal client. Your ideal client may be here, may not be here. You just have to practice that in a way that you're talking directly to your target market first. Because you have to always, whenever you talk to somebody, you're addressing them, what do? You say their name. I would say Denise, it will get her attention, right? You know what I'm saying, right? And that's what you and I have to be aware of. Because if we don't use the name or the target market, they don't know we are talking to them. The second thing is give them something very simple that we just talked about that they can immediately relate to, whether it's a problem, it's a solution, something very simple. And the third is an action step. If you combine those elements in your 1 minute introduction or 30 seconds or whatever that is, I guarantee you will get more response because it keeps the idea easy for them to connect with. So before people give, I would love to hear a couple of people give their comments so that you and I are agreeing or at least aware of the concept. And if you have a comment on it, either way, I'm open to that. Anybody has a comment on the structure of the 1 minute that I just gave to people? Yes, John?
Yes, what I'm hearing, Manish, is that to keep it simple is not that easy for me. And so, just to really get foundational and just keeping it simple in such a way that, I don't, I'm used to fire hosing people and then, it's a process. So if I can just get really down to simplicity, it doesn't seem right for me, but at the same time, it is right. And to know that is really key.
John, we appreciate you being honest and vulnerable because that's really the way to learn here. Because if you try it, you'll get better here. This is kind of a lab. This is a place where you can feel safe to communicate the way you need to communicate, just to get the information out and then get feedback in a way that can help you improve when you're in other places as well. Very good. Thanks, John. Anybody else has a comment before we start the 1 minute? Denise, are you trying to say something?
I was just trying to find you back on my screen.
Yeah, I understand how that works. Yeah. So
I
good.
had too
Well,
many
thanks.
tabs open. It's kind of like my brain. I got too many tabs going. I got to focus.
I know how that feels. Everyone has that challenge, right? Everyone has that challenge. I totally get that. So I don't see anybody else making a comment. So I'll mute myself and my daughter will read out the names of the people and then Sahil can spotlight the amount, the calendar, what do you call it, clock. And then Macy can highlight the person and we will get started. So Macy, take it over.
Thank you. So we'll go with Jenny and then Roger.
Statistic yesterday, and if you're a leader or professional or somebody out there who is aiming for success, you might find this interesting too. One of the most interesting findings in psychology is that people tend to regret the risks they didn't take more than the mistakes they made. Isn't that incredible? We really need to take risks in life and in business in order to get to success. But every time we go to take a risk, all of a sudden we feel that fear. We need to find that courage. My name is Jenny Adrenogen Milton, and some people call me a courage coach. And that's what I help people do. I help them find courage in order to take those risks. And I would love to help you figure out how to overcome the fears, take the risks in your life and business. Please reach out.
Thank you, Jenny. Also, I'll just double check, and then this is Jenny reminded me as well. Usually the first word that you guys say once I spotlight you is when the timer will start. So you don't have to wait for anyone. You don't have to wait for anything other than, of course, being spotlighted. So we'll go to Roger and then John Jew.
Hello. Have you ever watched kids, toddlers especially? They just connect. They don't see race, they don't see color, they don't see religion. But as they get older, the walls rise up and caution replaces curiosity. That's where I come in. I leverage historically overlooked narratives to inspire young people to think critically. Our young people now, with the mess that's coming out of media, the crap that's on social media, and the app that want to keep them engaged and just scrolling and scrolling, our kids need help with understanding culture and critical thinking. They call me Roger the Bridge Builder. I used overlooked history to develop critical thinking in young people. My stuff will be in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. We'll go to John Jew and then Scott Roberts.
Hi, I'm John Jew, and I am a longevity golf and life coach. And I address the biggest problems that we have in our society today. And it's really directed to our elders, self-care and self-love. And it's really not to our elders as much as it's the caregivers, the ones who are 50 to 60 years old, who have their loved ones, their parents that they are caregiving for. And what I can do is help them understand that what they're here for is to really help their parents as far as their parents or actually themselves to really be healthier versions of themselves. Just with that little bit of desire, I can nurture that desire and help them be the best possible person that they can possibly be.
Thank you so much. We'll go to Scott and then Jacqueline.
Well, good morning. Let me ask you something. How did your day start today? Did you hit the snooze button? Did you grab your phone and check your phone? Did you skip breakfast? Did you arrive wherever you were getting ready to go already behind? If that's the case, you're starting your day in debt. You're paying interest on time you haven't even used yet. Here's what the research says. The first 60 minutes of your day sets the neurological tone for the entire rest of your day. What you do in that 60 minutes isn't just a habit, it's a blueprint for what your day is going to be the next 12 hours. One of my clients, Jessica, used to wake up in pure chaos. 5 hits on the snooze button, scrambling for her clothes, yelling at her kids, skipping breakfast, and then arriving frazzled at work at 9 o'clock. She didn't need a 5 a.m. wake up and a cold plunge. She needed a simple, repeatable sequence that worked around her actual life. Within 30 days, her mornings looked unrecognizable. She called it the first time in years that she felt like she owned her day. Leave your information and I'll send you a worksheet on how you can do the same thing.
Thank you. We'll go to Jacqueline and then Denise.
That protecting your family isn't just about what you can do for them financially today. Oh no, it's about creating financial security for tomorrow and beyond. As a licensed life insurance representative, I help individuals and families prepared for burial expenses so that loved ones can focus on mourning and healing and not be financially stressed. Don't force your family to rely on GoFundMe during one of the life most difficult moments. Now is not the time for payback. Think about your final resting place. Contact me, Jacqueline Small, life insurance representative at 224-244-2510.
Great. Thank you, Jacqueline. We'll go to Denise and then John Lilienthal.
As an executive for over 30 years, I looked like a success on the outside, but inside, I was a hot mess. I was hiding grief, loss, broken relationships from my team until one day someone asked me one critical question in 3 words. Are you okay? And I wasn't okay. And the floodgates opened. That was the beginnings of MadFab transformation. That's make a difference, be fierce, authentic, and bold. I work with you. If you're burnout, you don't feel like you can carry your load anymore, life has just got the best of you, so that you can have the best team possible, have the highest profits, the best ROIs. So if you're in that mood, give me a call and we can be MadFab together at bemadfab@gmail.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Denise. And we'll John Lilienthal and then Kim.
Hi, my name is John Lilienthal. Have you ever run into a business owner who said something like, things are kind of tough right now, or I really don't know how to grow anymore. I just can't get there. Well, that's a very common problem. And what I do, I evaluate businesses, and 93% of the ones that I have found profits that are already there they don't know about. And I uncover that. I implement a JS12 business operating system in their business so that they can grow, scale, and reach their goals. It's called the JS12 business operating system. And I work mostly with home service businesses like HVAC and roofers and remodelers who feel stuck at growth plateaus or just having a hard time in this economy. I look for companies that have somewhere in the $400 to $4 million revenue. And my name is John Lilienthal's Statement Business Acceleration.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Kim and then Saahil.
Can you skip me today?
Are you a business owner, entrepreneur, speaker,
author, or professional with a story, lesson, or insight that could help the next generation succeed. I host the Future Millionaires podcast, and my mission is to inspire the next generation with mindset shifts, life lessons, entrepreneurial insights, and financial wisdom so they can pursue financial freedom and their own version of success. I've reached over 180 episodes, have crossed more than 70,000 downloads overall, with several individual episodes surpassing 1,000 listens overall. And I've even heard from Jenny Milton today, who was recently on my podcast. She's gotten multiple emails from different people who have heard her episode and have, given her or said that, hey, that was an amazing message. So if you have a story worth sharing or know someone who does, I'd love to connect. Thank you.
So, do you know a young adult, ages 18 to 25, was gone through school or is thinking about going to college, but don't really know what their options are? This summer, we have a quick scholarship program where young adults can win up to $1,000 cash prize while they learn important life skills like finance, communication, and leadership. I'll put the link in the chat. And what I would love for you guys to do is to forward it to any young adult you know, whether it's a kid or a grandkid or someone you know in your life who's just been thinking about those next steps over the summer.
Thank you, Macy. We appreciate it tremendously. So I know you all had a great time sharing that. So let's get a quick input on who you nominate as the person to be recognized for the most impactful intro that you found today. So put it in the chat. Macy will monitor it for me.
John says Jenny. Jenny says Sahil. John says Denise. John Jew says Denise.
Okay, we need some more participation here. Go ahead and put it in there. I want to be the unbiased, objective person here. So I see 2 people for Jenny, 2 people for Denise, I see, right?
2 people for Jenny, 2 people for Denise, 1 person. Well, yeah.
We see Denise again. Okay. So
Jenny and Denise, they both
okay,
are
let's just do
tied.
both of them. So let's start with one person at a time. So pick one and then we will then start with one, Jenny or Denise, and then we'll give them 2 minutes to share their message. So Jenny, the floor is yours, 2 minutes. Sahil can keep the counter. So you can talk about you, your business, 2 minutes.
Well, thank you so much. That is so funny because Denise and I recorded a radio episode last night. We had such a great conversation. We're definitely in sync, and it seems like Denise, we're still in sync this morning. So my name is Jenny Milton. I've told you they call me Adrenogen, which comes from the word adrenaline Jen. And I talked with Denise about adrenaline last night and how when we are feeling fear, it's so easy for us to want to run away. Our fight, flight, or freeze tends to take over our bodies, and we always tend to have one that we definitely go for. Have a think about it yourself. Are you somebody who gets angry when you get a little nervous and scared, or do you run away, or do you freeze? I mean, we're hearing a lot of people saying, I'm stuck in life. Now, maybe being stuck is just that they're frozen in fear for taking the next step. For me, I run. There's been many situations, and I shared with Denise being charged by a polar bear last night. And no matter how many posters I saw saying, don't run, stay there, wave your arms, yell, hey bear, I ran. I can tell you that. And I remember being at school and being scared and running away from this situation. Well, in life and in sport and business, I have figured out how important it is to overcome your fear and find that courage to take the risks we need. Now, I'm not saying to be silly and take a dangerous risk. I'm saying work out how to take a calculated risk. And that's what we can do in life is really empower ourselves with knowledge, empower ourselves with courage in order to take those risks that we need. And once you learn, because courage doesn't come naturally. It's a skill that we need to learn. Once we learn how to find courage, boy, you will be amazed how much success you will have in life and business. Thanks so much. If you'd like to chat more about this, reach out. Jenny Adrenogen Milton.
Perfect. Thank you, Jenny. And then we'll go to Denise.
Just want to unmute myself. Hey, I'm Miss Fabulous, and that's something that is near and dear to me. It is every day we get a choice. When I wake up, I just choose to be fabulous. Having a bad day, I'm still fabulous. Having a good day, I'm still fabulous. This is something that MadFab leadership transformation is something that I'm very passionate about. MadFab stands for Make a Difference, Be Fierce, Authentic, and Bold in all that you do. This is something that became uh, the actual program came because I was that person that was just trying to be very professional, very task oriented, and I forgot to be human. We're in an age right now when we are more connected than we've ever been, as far as we can get on how many different modes that can we communicate with our phones. We can do a Zoom, we can do Teams, we can do Slack, yet we're the most disconnected from a human perspective. And I like to teach people how to be human and how to come back into themselves and let themselves lead. Because once you do that, you will find that your teams rally around you more. You will find that when you're having a bad day and your team kind of understands that you're really human and you're not happy all the time, they come to your rescue and they will help you and carry you through. And that's the part of being the team. Together, everyone achieves more. And one of the biggest things that I love to do is keynote speaking, coaching, and consulting. So if you've got teams or you know people that are having trouble struggling with getting their teams together, especially I had to remote a team from during the COVID era. And it was surprising. There were some people that they like the structure of an office. And now I have people that are like, if I have to come back into the office, I'm going to quit and go find another job. So I've been through all of that. If that sounds like something that you have or you need or you know somebody that could do anything like that, let me know. Catch me
Thank
in the
you,
cat.
Denise. Great job, all of you, for participating there. And Macy, there are 3 people waiting to join Speakers Supporting Speakers group, and I'm announcing that so that Macy can approve them. But more important is we are getting more and more new members into Speakers Supporting Speakers. So here is how you can benefit from it. Start engaging with people in that community, because they could be people on your podcast. If you have a podcast as an example, they could be collaborators in different ways. They could be potential clients, people who can refer you business. And the more the community grows, the easier it is. So people are finding us, they are joining the team here. And if we can create an environment where they feel welcomed, where they feel that they are going to be appreciated, they will engage more. So the first step for all of us is going to be, let's make sure we are making posts on a consistent basis, not just promoting ourselves, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But at the same time, promote something which is of questions oriented, that engages more people, right? Like, for example, Jenny, you can talk about what is the courageous action you took last week, right? People would respond. And in fact, if you feel like it, you can, and you can multitask, you can go do that now as a post. And that way people are like, oh, I took this courageous action. So they start identifying it, right? Same thing with Denise, find something that is going to be easy for people to answer as a question. So if all of us started doing this once a week in the community, it can be connected to us. It can be related to an experience. It can be an announcement you're making. What will happen is more and more people will be connecting with each other, learning about each other in the process. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? So treat it as your community where you are sharing messages. Quite often we share go ahead, Denise.
Do we tag it like speakers, supporting speakers, or is I'm just trying to, because I do LinkedIn and I have questions that I ask on my post on my MadFab minutes, but I wondered if we need to refer to speakers supporting speakers or post it in speakers supporting speakers. I'm just trying to clarify.
So my opinion is, if you post in the group, then you can get response from those people within the group.
Okay.
correct?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, like for example, Jen is very simple question. What is a courageous action you took in the last week? You know, it's an easy question to answer, and people can relate to what she's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now people are not seeing her as promoting herself aggressively, which I have no problems with as well. It's just that if you start engaging people in the community, they get to know you. So not only are you benefiting from coming to this Friday networking, but you're also benefiting from promoting yourself in the group. And typically, if we see a post there, most likely I'll comment on it, like it. So we are trying to raise the awareness of each other within the group. Does that make sense what I'm talking about, right? We are
Mm-hmm.
helping each other. That's really what it is. And like Scott had his book released just 2 months ago, I would assume now, right? Okay. So, stuff like that, which is important, relevant to your situation, could be helpful to other speakers. That will make it easy for you to create a bond with other people and then create opportunities for each other. That's really what I'm referring to. So, once a week, make a post. It doesn't have to be too many times, just once a week. If you start making a post, you will start seeing some connection. Now, how many of you use Facebook or anything like that to make a post at least once a week somewhere in the Facebook area? Yeah, shouldn't be that difficult. Now, in our case, as you know, so when Sahil interviews people as an example that we talked about, we create reels and those reels are promoted within the groups. And obviously your name is tagged typically in it, so that way you're getting some exposure and communication like Jenny was talking about, which I think is very, very helpful as well. So everybody can do that. So I have, before we move to the next part, I have a request. And Jenny, I know you had a positive experience with Sahil. So we can record a testimonial if you're open to it. And again, it doesn't have to be long. It starts with saying, hey, I'm Jenny, and then you are talking about you, but I was pleasantly surprised, or however you want to phrase, that I was on Sahil's podcast, Future Millionaires, and I got so much attention that I've never received before, something like that. And that's a good, what do you call, a testimony for Sahil to use as well. So we can promote each other in this group. If you have something positive to say to other person based on your experience, like Denise and Jen had a positive experience on the podcast, some things like those, we can record those testimonials here and then you can take the clip. I'll get you the clip and you can promote that clip on social media. Because let's make sure we can promote each other as much as possible so our name gets out to more people. Does everybody agree with my thinking here? Okay, very good. So, Muskan, you can highlight Jen and I will be muted.
Over the past few years, I've been on many different podcasts, but last week I was on a podcast with Saahil Baxi, and he was such an incredible host. He was so professional, and he had such a clear message and passion for wanting to help teenagers become the millionaires they can in the future. I was honored to be a guest. We had a great conversation and shared some incredible messages. I shared some of the lessons that I've learned in life to become successful. But one of the things that I didn't realize was going to happen after being on that podcast was that I actually had people reaching out to me saying, I heard you on the Future Millionaires podcast. That was a great episode. I would love to chat more about your message. I went on that podcast to give back and share lessons with others, but people actually reached out to hear more about me. It was a win-win for everybody. And I really recommend listening to the Future Millionaires podcast, reaching out to Sahil, and seeing if you can be a guest too. It was definitely worth the time and the effort. Thanks again, Sahil.
Thank you. That was pretty powerful. I appreciate that tremendously. So, anything else? Anybody has a positive statement, testimonial to record about another person in the group, whether the person is here or not today? Anybody else has something the positive they want to share? Because, yes, Jenny?
Can I do another one while I'm on a
Yeah,
roll?
yeah.
Because I'd love to give Denise one too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Macy can highlight that and I will stay mute.
How are you feeling today? Well, I'm feeling absolutely fabulous because I just spoke with Denise Pappas on her radio show. I That was my brave action last week, was to reach out to Denise and ask to be a guest on her show, and boy, am I feeling fabulous after doing that. She was an incredible host. She has all these followers on the radio show. I didn't realize she was one of the most popular radio shows on her channel. But we had a great conversation about adventure, about fear, about finding courage, and about how after you feel fear and you find that courage, at the end of it, you feel fabulous. So I really highly recommend reaching out to Denise and Miss Fabulous herself, and listening to her radio show and reaching out and seeing if you can be a guest too. It was one of the most fabulous experiences I had this week for sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Jenny is generous. She's giving great kudos to other people. Let's find somebody who gives kudos to her as well. Who wants to share something positive about Jenny? She's giving so much. Would you all agree that we should give something back to her as well? So great, fantastic. So Denise,
Thank you.
let's put you on the spotlight. Thanks, Muskan.
Have you ever tried to do something and you were just scared to death to do it? I have met someone that will help you do that. Adrenogen. She has just blown up on my Mad Fab radio show. She just has such a way of taking just like adrenaline soaked things. We talked about being chased by polar bears, going down huge mountains, overcoming my fear of height on zip lines that I had done before, but really how that courage, we can take that anywhere in our lives, and that will translate over to confidence. So if you're somebody that you're afraid of, or you're a scaredy cat about something, I'm telling you that Adrenogen is the woman. You need to talk to her.
Thank you, Denise. We love that. We love that. That's what we are building, a community of supportive people. That's what we are building. And keep inviting more people. In fact, let's do it. Each one, let me take a picture as well. I just realized, and I can post it on my page, and then let me take a picture here. Thank you. So that picture,
I saw that, Saahil.
I will ask my assistant to promote it on Facebook profiles and pages so that we can get more promotion through it. And then wherever it is, please share it on your profile as well. And then when it is shared on your profile, please tag people that you feel would be a great addition to our group. Bring them as guests here. We can continue to grow the community because I see we have a great group of people already. Let's bring some people that you know, that you feel would be just fantastic to talk to, network with, connect with, learn from each other as well. So good, so fantastic. So let me just talk about the 1 minute intro again. How many of you have a very specific ask at the end of your 1 minute intro? Something specific they can actually do that will make it easy for them to take action as quickly as possible. So who has an action at the end of their whatever intro is, and you feel that is, go ahead, Scott, go ahead.
Usually, if I get it condensed down enough, I have them leave their name and email address in the chat, and I will send them a one-page worksheet on whatever that 1 minute intro is about.
Good, thank you. I appreciate it. Who else has an action step that they suggest or ask for people to take at the end of the intro? Yes, John?
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning all of this in such a way that, speaking how to monetize this group right here, it's giving me some insights that I have never seen before, and I know I can learn them. So I know that I had 18 seconds left on when I gave my 1 minute, and I had no offer. So this is my offer now is if you're looking for somebody in their 50s or 60s who want to be healthier versions of themselves, but they're also caregiving for their adult parents or whatever, I have 1 or 2 spots, coaching spots available. And if you would like to sign up, I'd like to offer that to you. Let's get together. something like that. I mean,
Sure, it's a good start, right? I mean, that's really what it is. If you don't have an ask, ask, it will not help you because people respond to some communication. If you ask, they can help you. If you don't even ask, they can't even help you. How many of you have seen the video clips from rejection proof? Has anybody seen that? Because I'm going to, if Sahil obviously knows what that is, right? Okay, so I definitely feel very compelled to talk about it today because I'm going to be issuing that as a challenge within the group and outside the group as well. Because I know for a fact this will definitely improve. So I'm going to show you one video clip from this man, okay, which is a very short video clip. So his name is Jiajian, and his book is called Rejection Proof. He has been on TEDx, I think even TED, if I'm correct. His views have been like millions of views on his talk. So I highly recommend finding his video and watching it. So he took on the experiment of overcoming the fear of rejection and 100 days of rejection wise. So give me a second. Okay. So for 100 days of rejection, so his job was to go out and make an uncomfortable ask, and that uncomfortable ask will help him grow. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about, right? And how many of you sometimes feel uncomfortable? Guess what? This is what he was interested in overcoming. So he wrote a book on it with 100 days of his experimentation, which is very, very fabulous book. I must admit, it's a really good book, and his videos as well. So I'm going to show you two examples, and then I'll issue you a challenge between now and the next week that you can take on, right? The first part is let's watch a short 1 minute video clip of the day one of his 100-day challenge. Adrenaline, would you agree it takes a lot more courage for the first day than any other day, right? So let's watch this. Give me a second here.
This is
Yeah,
my
there's no
first
audio
try.
coming through this.
I'm gonna try to borrow $100
Here we go.
from a stranger. This is very tough, but let's give it a shot. Excuse me, do you think I can borrow $100 from you?
No.
No?
Why?
All right. No? Okay, sorry. Thanks. That wasn't too bad. I didn't know he was a security or someone. I don't know. He just sits there. He looks like a security guard. I thought he might pull off a gun or just yell at me or something, but he just said, no. Okay, that's not too bad. So, first day was a success.
Isn't that amazing, right? And everybody can take on that challenge, in my opinion, because it's not that difficult to start if you just start small, right? And you don't have to be really, really, like you have to be conquering the planet here as well. Let me find the other one, unless Muskan already has access to the Starbucks video. Muskan, do you have access to it easily?
Yeah.
I see it here. I think this is the one. Thanks, Muskan, for being helpful. So I did this exercise for some of my coaching students, and I gave them this assignment, and I said, okay, go and do something uncomfortable so that you can stretch your muscle of asking and having less fear, right? So watch this.
Challenge me to come into Starbucks and ask you guys for a free drink.
For a free drink?
Yeah.
What kind of drink do you want?
A passion fruit iced tea.
Passion tea?
Yeah, with lemonade.
Passion tea limited, what size?
Medium? Actually, the large one.
Passion tea limited.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah, she's go over there. You give it to you.
Thank you so much.
For her. Just make it for her.
You're so sweet.
Okay.
Have an awesome day.
Who wants to make a comment on it?
Wow.
I love that she said, "Oh, I'm getting it free. Give me a big one then." Like, why don't you start asking for the big one? Like, go big or go home.
Go ahead, John.
I've been doing that at my Starbucks where I ask them for water, hot water. And they kind of looked at me and said, sure, no problem. And so what I do is I bring in my own coffee and my own tea because it's healthier than what Starbucks has. And they just provide the space. And I'm a regular in there and I give them $1 every time. And when I come up to them, they don't even say anything. They just look at me and say, hot water, large, what do you want? And I've done this probably 30 times now, to the point where they just can't wait. And when I give them the dollar, they're very grateful every time. Sometimes I give them a couple dollars. So it's worked. It's worked pretty well for me in that way.
Exactly. Go ahead, Jen.
John, that's so funny because I do the same thing. When I'm traveling on airplanes, I have my own tea bags with me, my herbal organic tea bags that I love. And I always just find at Starbucks and they give you free hot water, which is amazing. And if you have no money and you're really hungry, you can get the free hot water and find some ketchup and make tomato soup.
That's an old one.
We got some really creative people here, don't we? So here is the challenge. Between now and the next Friday, I would love to have people step out of their comfort zone, pick one thing that will stretch you, and let's have people report here next week on making an ask that you wouldn't have made otherwise because we didn't issue the challenge. Now we did. So now you have the opportunity to do something beyond what you would have normally done. How many of you are willing to take on that challenge? Yeah. Why is that challenge going to be helpful? Very simple. One of the reasons you don't have as many clients as you want is you haven't asked enough people, or you haven't asked enough influential people, right? Because that's really the key, influential people.